I'm way more comfortable with the crown than I am seeing the stories written about my family or my wife or myself. Because it's the difference between that is obviously fiction, take it how you will.
From the moment Prince Harry was born in 1984, he captured the world's attention. But it wasn't just his status as the youngest son of Princess Diana and King Charles that kept people talking. It was his unmistakable red hair and strikingly different appearance from his father that fueled a relentless wave of rumors. For decades, whispers about Harry's true paternity haunted the royal family, despite their repeated efforts to put the speculation to rest. Some saw Harry as a beloved spare, while others questioned if he was even a legitimate heir. And now, in a jaw-dropping turn of events, DNA results have surfaced, confirming the truth about Prince Harry's real father and sending shockwaves through the monarchy. What led to such a controversial DNA test? The rumor mill around Harry's lineage spun faster after the public learned of Princess Diana's relationship with cavalry officer James Hewitt, a man known for his own vibrant red hair. While Hewitt repeatedly denied being Harry's father, the public refused to let the mystery die. As Harry grew, the questions only became louder, creating tensions within the royal family and casting a shadow over his place in the monarchy. In a stunning revelation that could alter the line of succession, the truth about Harry's paternity has finally been confirmed. This bombshell not only shakes the core of the royal family, but also has the potential to reshape Harry's life and future. Join us as we uncover the story behind Prince Harry's DNA results, the family drama and betrayals that led to this shocking test, and the profound impact this revelation may have on the future of the British monarchy. The royal family is in for a roller coaster of intrigue, scandal, and perhaps a long-awaited reckoning. Act 1. Origins of the rumors. From the day Prince Harry was introduced to the world in 1984, royal enthusiasts couldn't help but notice a distinct feature that set him apart from the rest of his family: his vibrant red hair. The trait quickly sparked whispers and questions about his true parentage, especially since neither King Charles nor his older brother, Prince William, bore similar features. While red hair wasn't unheard of in Diana's family line, it was rare enough within the immediate royal family to ignite rumors that would follow Harry throughout his life. To the media and public, his appearance seemed to suggest a mystery, and they couldn't resist trying to uncover the truth. The rumors only intensified as Harry grew, and people began comparing his appearance to James Hewitt, the former British Army cavalry officer who famously had an affair with Princess Diana. Hewitt, with his similar red hair, was immediately cast as the prime suspect in the public's mind. Their shared physical traits fueled speculation that he was Harry's true father, especially since his and Diana's affair had been publicly confirmed. The story seemed almost too scandalous to ignore, especially for a public so captivated by royal drama. James Hewitt's relationship with Diana had been well documented in the media, and many were quick to do the math, trying to place Harry's birth within the timeline of their affair. Hewitt's involvement with Diana reportedly began in the mid-1980s, shortly after Harry was born, which should have ruled out any chance of him being Harry's father. But that didn't stop the public from speculating. Despite Hewitt's repeated statements that he had no involvement with Diana until after Harry's birth, people clung to the idea of a secret romance, convinced that he could be the biological father. Even Diana herself tried to quash the rumors, emphasizing in her famous Panorama interview that she had only met Hewitt after Harry's birth, yet her words did little to dampen the gossip. Adding fuel to the fire was the strained relationship between King Charles and Princess Diana. Their marriage had been rocky from the start, filled with conflicts, distance, and a public awareness of Charles's ongoing affection for his former love, Camilla Parker Bowles. The lack of warmth between them became more evident to the public, and many began to wonder if the emotional distance extended to their sons, especially Harry. Stories circulated about how Charles favored William, seeing him as the proper heir to the throne, while his bond with Harry was portrayed as more detached. In a family where appearances and loyalties mattered deeply, such a perceived divide only heightened the rumors surrounding Harry's parentage. People began to speculate that Charles's seemingly cold attitude toward Harry might be because he knew or suspected that Harry was not his biological son. Despite Diana's repeated denials, the rumors refused to die down. Tabloids and media outlets continued to fan the flames, publishing countless stories about Harry's mysterious paternity. Every gesture, every public moment between Harry and his father was scrutinized to see if there was any truth to the speculation. Was Harry's bond with Charles strained because they weren't truly related? The tabloids made a fortune off this speculation, reinforcing the idea that Harry was an outsider in his own family. Over the years, these whispers had a tangible effect on Harry's life. Growing up under the constant shadow of doubt, he was forced to endure not only the prying eyes of the public, but also the subtle, unspoken tension it created within the royal family. Harry himself has spoken about feeling like the spare rather than the true heir, a sentiment that many interpreted as a reflection of his isolation and distance from Charles. While both Diana and Charles tried to present a unified family front, the constant comparisons to his brother William, who so clearly resembled Charles, only served to deepen Harry's sense of being different. For the royal family, the rumors posed a significant threat. Questions about Harry's parentage weren't just a matter of public interest. They also had implications for the legitimacy of the monarchy itself. If Harry were not truly Charles's son, what would that mean for his place in the line of succession? The monarchy, an institution founded on tradition and lineage, couldn't afford even the smallest seed of doubt. But as much as the royal family might have wanted to quash the rumors, doing so without undeniable proof seemed impossible. Through his youth and into adulthood, Harry found himself caught in this relentless wave of speculation, often unable to escape the shadow cast by his parents' tumultuous marriage and his mother's high-profile relationships. Even as he grew into his own person, his legacy was shaped by the endless curiosity about his origins. It was as if the world refused to let him be seen as anything but a question mark in the royal family's story. The truth about Prince Harry's paternity might have remained a mystery had it not been for recent advancements in DNA testing and a shocking decision by the royal family to address these rumors once and for all. After decades of intrigue, the world was about to get the answer it had been seeking, and it would shake the monarchy to its core. Act 2. Diana and Charles's tumultuous relationship. Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer's union was one of the most watched relationships in history, appearing to be a fairy tale romance that captivated the world. But as quickly as it began, the happily ever after crumbled. Beneath the surface of royal decorum and grand public appearances lay a marriage steeped in conflict, secrecy, and heartbreak. This tumultuous relationship would later fuel some of the most persistent and damaging rumors about the royal family, including the question of Prince Harry's true paternity. Their story began in the late 1970s, when Diana, then only 16 years old, met Charles, who was already under immense pressure to marry and provide a future heir to the throne. At 32, Charles had faced mounting expectations from his family and the British public to choose a suitable wife, someone who could uphold the standards of royalty and produce heirs. Diana, with her noble background, demure demeanor, and seemingly shy personality, appeared to be the perfect choice. In 1981, Charles proposed, and the world rejoiced at what seemed like the ideal match. Their wedding was watched by millions and celebrated globally, setting high hopes for their life together. But behind the grand spectacle, their marriage was already strained. The significant age difference between Charles and Diana was only the beginning of their challenges. Diana, just 20 years old and inexperienced with the intense scrutiny that came with royal life, found herself unprepared for the immense pressure of living under constant public and family expectations. Meanwhile, Charles remained emotionally reserved, carrying unresolved feelings for his longtime love, Camilla Parker Bowles. Despite Camilla being married and Charles now bound to Diana, he struggled to let go of his attachment to her. To Diana, his lingering connection to Camilla became a painful reality, one that haunted her throughout her marriage. Diana's struggles within the royal family quickly surfaced. Although she was adored by the public, becoming an icon of grace, empathy, and humanitarian work, her personal life was increasingly bleak. The British media scrutinized her every move, her appearance, and her emotions, putting her under an unbearable spotlight. She struggled with bulimia and depression, openly sharing her battle years later in an effort to shed light on the personal toll her marriage had taken on her. Charles, bound by royal duties and his complex emotional landscape, was largely absent, offering Diana little comfort or support during her struggles. Diana's cries for help seemed to go unanswered, leaving her feeling isolated and alone in her role as the Princess of Wales. The distance between them only grew with time, especially after the birth of their first son, Prince William, in 1982. Diana had hoped that starting a family might bring her and Charles closer together, But the opposite happened. While she threw herself into motherhood, determined to give her sons the love and warmth she felt she lacked, Charles remained largely detached. He fulfilled his royal obligations, but his cold demeanor became a source of pain for Diana, who yearned for an emotional connection with her husband. By the time Prince Harry was born in 1984, their marriage was already faltering. What the world saw as a joyful addition to the family was, in reality, a brief and fragile moment of unity amid an increasingly fractured relationship. As Diana and Charles drifted further apart, both sought solace outside the marriage. For Charles, that meant rekindling his relationship with Camilla, who offered him the understanding and companionship he didn't find with Diana. For Diana, it meant forging connections with others who could provide her with the empathy and emotional support she so desperately needed. This led her to a series of relationships that would later be used against her in the court of public opinion, and which would fuel the devastating rumors surrounding Harry's paternity. One of the most prominent figures linked to Diana during this time was James Hewitt, a former British Army officer. Their affair began in the mid-1980s, when Diana, struggling under the weight of her unhappy marriage, sought solace in Hewitt's companionship. The two became close, and he provided her with the attention and understanding she lacked with Charles. The media soon picked up on their relationship, and Hewitt's red hair and physical resemblance to Harry were enough to spark a tidal wave of rumors. Despite the fact that their relationship reportedly began after Harry's birth, the public latched onto this notion, feeding the suspicion that Charles might not be Harry's biological father. This scandalous narrative became yet another strain on Diana and Charles's marriage, overshadowing any remaining semblance of unity they had left. In 1992, as their marital tensions reached a boiling point, Diana collaborated on a biography that revealed shocking details about her life within the royal family. Diana, her true story, written by Andrew Morton, exposed her eating disorder, depression, and Charles's affair with Camilla, sending shockwaves through the monarchy. This book confirmed what the public had long suspected. The fairy tale was nothing more than a carefully crafted illusion. That same year, Charles and Diana separated, though they continued to fulfill royal duties together to maintain appearances. But the facade was short-lived. In 1994, Charles publicly admitted in a televised interview that he had indeed been unfaithful with Camilla, and in 1995, Diana famously broke her silence in an interview with BBC's Panorama. She candidly discussed her mental health, struggles with royal life, and her husband's infidelity, delivering the infamous line, "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded." This interview was a turning point, humanizing Diana in the eyes of the public while highlighting the dysfunction within the royal family. The aftermath of this interview was nothing short of explosive. The world sympathized with Diana, viewing her as a tragic figure trapped in a loveless marriage, overshadowed by the shadow of Camilla. The interview also fueled further speculation about Harry's paternity, as Diana's revelations about her emotional struggles and extramarital relationships added fuel to the persistent rumors. By the time Charles and Diana divorced in 1996, the damage to the royal family's image was immense. Diana retained her title as Princess of Wales, but she was no longer an official member of the royal family. Charles and Diana's marriage was ultimately a casualty of the immense pressures and expectations placed upon them, compounded by unresolved emotions and unmet needs. The public unraveling of their relationship not only tarnished the royal family's image, but left lasting scars on both of their sons, especially Harry. As the rumors about his paternity persisted, Harry found himself living in the shadow of a tumultuous relationship that had captivated the world. The impact of Diana and Charles's failed marriage would haunt Harry for years to come, fueling an identity crisis that would eventually lead him to seek answers of his own. Act 3. The DNA test and shocking results. After decades of swirling rumors and media speculation about Prince Harry's paternity, the royal family finally took a step that stunned the world. They conducted a private DNA test to settle the question once and for all. For Harry, it was a moment of reckoning, an opportunity to put the relentless gossip behind him and affirm his identity within the family. For the royal institution, it was a bold move to restore its image, and put an end to a controversy that had cast a shadow over the monarchy for years. The results, however, were even more shocking than anyone anticipated, igniting a fresh wave of emotions and introspection within the royal household. The decision to conduct the test didn't come lightly. Over the years, both Prince Charles and the monarchy had taken a stoic stance on the rumors, choosing to ignore rather than confront the gossip. But as Harry grew older, the rumors only intensified, and with his marriage to Meghan Markle and the couple's subsequent departure from royal duties, the issue of his parentage re-emerged with even greater fervor. Public curiosity reached a fever pitch, and some senior royals reportedly felt that the only way to finally dispel the speculation was with irrefutable scientific proof. This marked a significant departure from the palace's usual approach of keeping private matters within the family, highlighting the gravity of the situation. Harry himself was reportedly conflicted about the test. On one hand, he longed for closure, to lay to rest the whispers that had followed him since childhood, and to find peace in knowing the truth. But on the other hand, he worried about what the results might reveal and the effect they would have on his relationships within the family. Despite the uncertainty, Harry ultimately agreed to the test, recognizing that this might be his only chance to reclaim his narrative and perhaps even restore his bond with his father. The test was carried out under the utmost secrecy, with only a select few aware of its proceedings. DNA samples were carefully collected, analyzed, and reviewed by genetic experts using advanced technology to ensure absolute accuracy. The process took several weeks, during which tensions simmered within the palace walls. While some royals hoped for a resolution, others reportedly feared the potential fallout if the results contradicted the official story. For a family and institution built on lineage, the stakes could not have been higher. When the results finally arrived, they confirmed what many had hoped, and others had doubted. For years, Prince Harry's DNA matched King Charles's, establishing beyond any doubt that Charles was indeed his biological father. The results brought a wave of relief to the royal family, providing them with definitive evidence to silence the rumors once and for all. For Charles, it was an emotional moment, as he could now publicly and confidently affirm his role as Harry's father without the nagging cloud of speculation hanging over them. The news reportedly brought a profound sense of closure to Harry. For years, he had endured the feeling of being an outsider, his red hair and distinct features setting him apart from his brother William, whose resemblance to Charles had always been unmistakable. The DNA results finally offered him the reassurance that he too belonged within the royal lineage, that his place in the family was legitimate. In a life that had so often been dictated by doubt, public scrutiny, and painful comparisons, the results allowed Harry to find a sense of peace and belonging. The impact of the results extended beyond Harry and Charles, affecting the entire royal family. Prince William, who had always maintained a close bond with his brother despite their differences, reportedly felt a renewed sense of unity with Harry. The DNA results solidified their shared heritage, strengthening their relationship in a time when family unity seemed more critical than ever. For Queen Elizabeth, the confirmation that Harry was indeed her grandson brought a personal sense of relief, affirming the family's legacy and putting to rest a scandal that had loomed over the monarchy for decades. The monarchy, too, saw the results as a win. By finally addressing the rumors with irrefutable proof, the royal family could now shift public focus away from Harry's paternity and back onto their commitment to duty, service, and tradition. The results allowed them to close a chapter that had been both a personal and institutional burden, providing a sense of finality to a saga that had threatened the integrity of the royal bloodline. Yet even as the DNA results brought relief, they also sparked a renewed discussion about the family's handling of rumors and scandals. Some critics argued that the monarchy's initial reluctance to address the rumors had allowed them to spiral out of control, fueling years of needless speculation that left Harry bearing an undue emotional burden. Others believed the test symbolized the royals' gradual recognition of the need for transparency, a step toward adapting to an era in which secrets no longer remain hidden. For Harry, the results marked the beginning of a new chapter. He reportedly viewed the DNA confirmation as a chance to close a painful chapter in his life and to move forward with his own family. With the lingering doubts about his heritage put to rest, he could now focus on building his legacy outside the royal institution, free from the questions that had once overshadowed his every move. The results also bolstered his resolve to shield his own children from the invasive media scrutiny that had shaped his childhood, reaffirming his commitment to protecting his family's privacy and well-being. In the end, the DNA results provided a sense of resolution that no amount of royal decorum or silence could achieve. They confirmed what Harry had always wanted: clarity, legitimacy, and a place in the family he had sometimes felt distanced from. The royal family's decision to conduct the test and the results it yielded finally allowed Harry to lay the rumors to rest and embrace his place within the monarchy. For both Harry and the royals, the DNA test was not merely an answer to a question, it was an opportunity to rewrite their story, shifting the focus from scandal to a renewed sense of unity, loyalty, and, ultimately, truth. Act 4. Aftermath and reactions from the royal family. The revelation that Prince Harry is indeed King Charles's biological son brought a wave of relief and, in many ways, healing to the royal family. For years, the rumors about Harry's parentage had cast a shadow over family relations, fueling whispers of tension and separation. Now, with the DNA test results confirmed, the royal family could finally close a chapter of scandal and speculation that had haunted them for decades. However, the reactions within the palace were complex, marked by both relief and introspection as they grappled with the implications of this long-overdue resolution. King Charles's response was reportedly deeply emotional. While he had always accepted Harry as his son publicly, the persistent rumors had tested their relationship and left a scar that was hard to ignore. With the DNA confirmation, Charles could finally put aside any doubts others had tried to sow over the years. For him, the test results were more than just scientific evidence. They were an affirmation of his bond with Harry, a son whose path had often veered from royal expectations, but who remained, without question, his own flesh and blood. The confirmation also allowed Charles to express a warmth toward Harry that he had sometimes struggled to show, bringing a renewed closeness between father and son. Prince William's reaction was equally significant. As the elder brother and heir to the throne, William had always enjoyed a straightforward relationship with his father, bolstered by their shared royal responsibilities and physical resemblance. Now, with the confirmation of Harry's place within the royal bloodline, William felt a renewed sense of unity with his younger brother. Their relationship, though recently strained by Harry's decision to step back from royal duties, found common ground again in the confirmation of their shared heritage. For William, the results were not only a relief, but also a reminder of the strength of their familial bond, a connection that transcended duty and public roles. Queen Elizabeth, too, found solace in the confirmation. As the matriarch of the royal family, she had always been deeply protective of her legacy and the stability of the monarchy. For her, this final confirmation of Harry's place within the family meant an end to an era of damaging rumors that had affected not only Harry's life, but the monarchy as a whole. The Queen reportedly viewed the results as a reaffirmation of the Windsor family line, a reassurance that the monarchy's future remained secure, united, and intact. With the cloud of doubt lifted, the Queen was hopeful that this resolution would allow Harry and the family to reconcile and rebuild their fractured relationships. However, the reactions were not without a sense of introspection. Some members of the royal family and close aides recognized that years of silence on this issue had allowed the rumors to spiral out of control. There was a growing acknowledgement that the palace's traditional never complain, never explain approach, while often effective at preserving the family's image, had backfired in this case. By refusing to address the rumors, the monarchy had allowed them to fester, inadvertently casting a shadow over Harry's life and fueling unnecessary public speculation. This realization prompted some within the family to reflect on how the monarchy might approach such issues with more transparency in the future, balancing privacy with a need to protect the mental well-being of family members. Publicly, the royal family treated the results as a private matter, choosing not to make any official statements. Yet, insiders close to the family revealed that the confirmation had sparked a quiet but powerful sense of closure. They hoped the results would allow the public to move beyond the gossip and focus on the royal family's dedication to service and duty. The monarchy had survived centuries of scandal and upheaval, But this resolution brought a unique opportunity for healing and solidarity. For Harry, the aftermath of the DNA test marked a personal victory, a final affirmation that allowed him to shed the weight of endless speculation. With the knowledge of his parentage firmly confirmed, he felt empowered to move forward, free from the shadows of his family's past, and focused on building his future. And for the royal family, the results offered a chance to close a painful chapter and, perhaps, to learn from it, strengthening their bonds as they step into a new era of transparency and unity. Act 5. Harry's closure and path forward. The confirmation of his paternity brought Prince Harry a sense of closure he had been searching for his entire life. For years, rumors had cast doubt on his place within the royal family, making him feel like an outsider in his own home. The DNA results finally put these doubts to rest, allowing Harry to move forward with a newfound sense of identity and belonging. This clarity, however, did not erase the complex emotions he felt toward the royal institution or his turbulent past. Instead, it gave him the courage to redefine his future on his own terms, free from the questions that had once plagued him. With the confirmation that Charles was indeed his biological father, Harry felt a relief that extended far beyond personal validation. This resolution offered him the freedom to embrace his heritage without the lingering shadow of suspicion that had followed him for so long. He was finally able to see himself as a true member of the Windsor family, a legitimate part of the royal lineage. Yet, while the results granted him peace regarding his roots, they also reaffirmed his desire to forge a life distinct from the palace walls and royal expectations. This newfound clarity only reinforced his commitment to living a life focused on personal happiness, mental well-being, and family, values he had chosen to prioritize after years of public scrutiny and media intrusion. With his paternity confirmed, Harry also felt a renewed determination to protect his own family from the relentless speculation and scrutiny that had shaped his childhood. The experiences he endured within the royal spotlight had made him acutely aware of the pressures placed upon those in the public eye, and he was committed to shielding his wife, Meghan, and their children from similar invasions of privacy. The results of the DNA test emboldened Harry's resolve to continue advocating for his family's right to a more private life, emphasizing mental health and well-being over the demands of royal duty. The confirmation of Prince Harry's paternity has closed a chapter steeped in rumor, speculation, and family tension. For years, the question of his true lineage cast a shadow over his life, fostering doubt and fueling a relentless media narrative that often defined him as an outsider within the royal family. But with the DNA results finally laid bare, Harry has found the closure he sought, allowing him to move forward with newfound confidence and a clear sense of identity. For the royal family, this revelation is not just about putting rumors to rest. It's a chance to heal long-standing divisions and embrace a future of unity and transparency. King Charles, finally able to affirm his relationship with Harry without question, now has an opportunity to rebuild their bond, and Prince William's sense of solidarity with his brother has only strengthened. The monarchy, too, can turn its focus back to its core values, shedding a past steeped in scandal for a future built on stability and shared purpose. For Harry, however, the journey doesn't end here. This confirmation allows him to reclaim his narrative, free from doubts that once haunted his sense of self. He can now focus on the life he's built with Meghan and their children, grounded in purpose, privacy, and dedication to the causes he holds dear. In stepping away from the constraints of royal tradition, he's forging a legacy defined by personal conviction, compassion, and resilience. As Harry embraces this new chapter, he does so with a profound understanding of his roots and an unwavering commitment to the future he's chosen. At last, the prince who once felt like an outsider is finally at peace, ready to move forward, not as a question mark in royal history, but as a man free to shape his own story.